Deuteronomy 2-3. After reminding the people of their first steps out of Mount Sinai, Moses continued his story. The crowd listened closely, shading their eyes from the desert sun. The path had been long, winding through dry lands and strange kingdoms. Yet, through every mile, God had guided them. Moses began, "The Lord told us to turn back and make our way through the wilderness toward the Red Sea." So they followed the long road around the land of Edom. These were the lands of Esau's descendants, the family of Jacob's brother. God gave them their own country, and he told Israel not to fight them. "Be careful," Moses said to remind them of God's command. "Do not bother them, for I have given Mount Seir to Esau as his possession." Deuteronomy 2:4-5. They bought food and water as they passed through, and they remembered that even though the desert was hot and rough, God took care of them. The Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hands. He has watched over your journey through this vast wilderness. Moses said, Deuteronomy 2:7. Not one person was forgotten. Their clothes did not wear out, and their feet did not swell, even after all those years of walking. Then Moses reminded them how God began giving them victories. When Israel came near the land of King Sihon of Heshbon, they sent messengers asking, "Let us pass through your land. We will buy food and water." But King Sihon refused. He gathered his army and came out to fight. The people were afraid at first, but God said, "Do not be afraid of him, for I have given him into your hands." Deuteronomy 2:31. And that day the Israelites won their first great battle. They took the land and saw with their own eyes that God was their protector and strength. Their journey didn't stop there. Next, they faced another mighty king, Og, the ruler of Bashan. Og was a giant, taller than any man they had seen, and his iron bed was over 13 feet long. But once again, God spoke to Moses, "Do not fear him." With faith and courage, the Israelites defeated Og too. The land was theirs because God fought for them. As Moses told the story, the children gasped and cheered. They could almost see the giant kings, the shining swords, and the walls of cities falling. But Moses' tone grew gentler as he reminded them what these victories meant. "It was not our strength or our numbers that gave us the victory," he said. "It was the Lord who led us step by step and proved that nothing is too hard for him." Then Moses lifted his eyes toward the mountains across the Jordan River. He remembered how he had asked God if he too could cross into the Promised Land, but God gently told him, "That is enough, Moses. You shall not cross this Jordan. Encourage Joshua, for he will lead my people." Deuteronomy 3:27-28. The people fell silent. They saw that every memory Moses shared had a purpose, to teach them to trust God for their future battles. Now they understood. The story of the wilderness was not just about walking and fighting, but about learning faith